I don't know. I actually just really like the things that the units say sometimes.
I respect that. I respect that so much.
This guy's capping.
Okay. I think it was stage 4. It is stage 4. Okay, it's right here. Yeah, I need Heimer for the AoE, so I need to go 9. So I either need to go 9 earlier, or I spent too much on my pivot. Okay, but we're on this game now, so I think it's positioning for this is what I wanted to go over. Because it's also whether or not I level here. Because I remember seeing my matchup here and thinking I shouldn't level. It costs 32, I'll go down to 14. And it doesn't look like I'm going to win this fight, but I do. If I'm level 7, I also have Force Layer, so I kind of guarantee the win. But 32 is 3. 3 is from win streak. 3 is from win streak if I win. If I lose, do I have a future? I don't have a future if I lose, is the only issue. Because my econ will be too low. So I end up winning this fight, which incentivizes me to level next turn. So I end up leveling this turn and play Z2 for Force Layer. But I think it's positioning here. I need to understand why this Scion is going to the right. So I think I fix this mistake later. Because my Poppy's centered, right? So I fix this mistake later by putting Poppy where Galio is, Galio in the center, and Maokai on the left. But if I'm able to win this fight, see 1, 2, 3, 4 versus 1, 2, 3, 4. So maybe this is also just pure 50-50 unless Teemo's not in range. I think the only explanation is Teemo's not in range. So if Teemo's not in range, I either need to reposition my front line properly, one more hex to the left, and then I need Kale to be right here where Teemo is. So that's the difference for in this game. Because losing this fight makes it so I can't go 9, and I end up losing the game. Or I end up going second. And then we'll check the example of oh, okay, it's these 2 rounds as well. So when I'm scouting, let me see. Let me play this in 2x. Because I think this was pretty smart to play Kale from this spot. I mean, items. I probably reforge first before doing this because I could go. It's always reforge cloak. No, it's always reforge bow, right? It's always reforge bow because I could go Jewel Gauntlet Hodge on Gwen if I hit Gwen too. But I mean, the items end up being fine here. I need to check how I scout as well. Okay. Okay, I don't understand why this matchup's not winnable. I think it's because I ended up rolling Sunfire Cave. I want to see if there's also anything with the positioning here. I swap it up to change this. Okay, I missed the first knock up with Poppy. And then I get Frail Yorded. Maybe this matchup's just unwinnable. I don't see how I can position better unless I put Kale higher up. Is the only thing. If I frontline Gwen. I think he's just stronger. What's CC? Lysandra CC? Okay, so that means I technically could have dodged this by positioning one more to the right. So my Poppy actually ulted earlier. But does that make my Kale vulnerable? My Kale would have taken chip damage from Akshan if I positioned one more right. But I think positioning one more right is proper. It's proper in the other matchup. It's It's this matchup here that I want to watch as well, which I think I ended up fixing. But we see the Cassante centered. And is left ever just better? I mean, I could just hard left as well. And all three of these matchups, hard left is pretty good. Except for this one. So this is what dissuades me from going hard left. But if I also want to dodge Cassante, I can't opt into a 50-50. Opting into a 50-50 is what makes me lose this fight. So I opt into the 50-50 of Cassante hitting Poppy or Maokai. But if I change the angle of where Poppy goes, Cassante will not kill my Kale as well. So I need to hard center Poppy every time so Cassante doesn't do this. And then after that leads to me losing the game, I think. I have to cap on 8 instead of capping on 9. I have to roll. I end up fighting Jarvan too. So, I mean, it just forced me to do something weird. And then I need to watch this matchup again as well. Oh, wait, I'm watching the wrong board. Maokai walks up. This is a matchup where my Poppy actually needs to be centered. I'm kind of greeting. I'm always greeting trying to fight off Sniper's focus value, which is what's making me lose these rounds. Because my Kale took chip damage. But if my Poppy's centered, I win this fight for sure. So it's those 3 fights. And then I end up fixing the mistakes is what makes me go top 4 here. This one, having the extra unit, the extra like random unit all the way cornered, and Poppy is like more towards the center. She walks left instead of right. And then, is this the Cassante matchup? Okay, here's the Sion matchup revisited. So we can guarantee Sion going left. Sion, okay, so it was a 50-50 last time. Which is why we should position our units like this. So Sion goes away from Kale. Okay, that makes sense. And then where's the second Cassante matchup? Okay, so this is the second Cassante matchup. This is the second Cassante matchup. So the second Cassante matchup, I end up centering my Poppy. I think that's what makes the massive difference here. Center my Poppy. Cassante tried to go for Poppy. So regardless, if we watch the Cassante pathing, okay, maybe it just hits Maokai next time. Or last time. It's just a bad angle. So that means I should left side my Kale in that case. Because if it's always positioned in the center, maybe it goes like that. I'm not completely sure. But if I'm playing solo backline carry like this, I have to look out for Sion, Cassante, and Jarvan and make sure I kind of position like this. So that makes sense. Because that means I could have gone 9. Okay. And then game 2 around 50 minutes. Oh, yeah, it's the 3-2 roll down. I think I need to make 2 decisions faster. So I need to roll really fast for sure. Binary is technically takeable. And then the third option is level up. Level up in Ecliptic Vault is very good. I can just B9. Wait, how much money do I have? I'm poor. Okay, level up's wrong then, because I'm just poor. But then I need to differentiate rolling here versus rolling on 7, I guess. But I mean, the answer is always roll here. But how much can I actually roll? I decided to stop at 30. But stopping at 30 ends up... How does this end up? I go from 80 to 67 to 55. 55, and then do I hit Darius 2 on this roll down? Also find a random Aatrox. I hit Darius 2, but I think it's in like It's past 0 now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I make 10 gold. So I need to see whether or not having Darius in this last stage would have affected anything. So I win 3-3. I check Zon 3-5. And if I'm 6 Noxus, I can level. The Shadow Isles guy. Is this fight even close? I really don't think it's close. How much of a difference does Darius make here? I mean, the answer is none. Unless I position differently. I also scouted a lot less this game. And then Darius makes a massive difference in this fight. I win this fight with 6 Noxus for sure. So Darius 1 is probably worth rolling to 10 gold for. And then if I don't hit on 10 gold, the game's even more doomed, right? What do I end up getting this game? I mean, it's a difference between 8th and 7th. Like, the way I played it, I went 7th. The way, if I played it and hit Darius 3-2 by rolling to 10, I'd probably go 6th. But, like, I guess every placement counts anyway. Because I end up hitting I end up getting close to Cat 3, right? Yeah, I missed Cat 3 and died. So the value of Darius 1 is more than 3 econ. Technically. Because not only does it activate 6 Noxus, which is my entire comp. Okay, so I need to value Darius 1 a lot higher. Especially if it helps me win out the stage. Because I get +1 gold here, I get +1 gold here. But I don't shriek. Because I never beat the 3-5 player, right? I guess I can't know for sure. But it doesn't feel like I beat the 3-5 player. Actually, I have better items if I also went Darius earlier. It'd make more sense what to do. Because I'm building for Darius without Darius on my board. Okay. So for this game, this was game 1. Game 2. Value the round. No, actually, yeah. Value activating. 3-2 a lot higher. Because I didn't even hit Darius 3. Can be the difference. Darius 3. Earlier / later. But saving it, like, not only does it save more HP, it also technically gives more chances to hit Darius 3 from natural shops as well. -5 on 3-2. Because I probably survived till 5-4, which is technically 2 more shops. 2 shops plus natural gold plus or minus econ per turn. Okay, I can't go down to 0, but going down to 10 is 100% worth. Okay, game 3. 120. Oh no, this is on 4-2. Okay, I need to see if taking Infernal Contract was even correct. Because I think I played this mid game pretty well. Pivoting up to 4 Bruiser was correct. Okay, maybe Infernal Contract is just straight up not correct. I also accidentally sold an auction on this game. How much gold did I have? So 4150. If I rolled and hit auction 2 right here, I probably wouldn't feel the need to go Infernal Contract. But I feel like I need to upgrade my whole board, so Infernal Contract's fine. And auction 3 caps decently high enough already. Is there logic behind getting 85 gold? Ancient Archives. It's never take our Ancient Archives. Masterful Job. I'm kind of fixated on Infernal Contract. But Masterful Job... I can get Death Dance, BT, Eternal Winter. But am I just too far away from upgrades is why I do this. I don't think I'm that far off from upgrades. But I also need to have Auction 2 because I've completely descaled at this point. I'm able to hit it, but I hit it too late. So either I need to commit to Infernal Contract faster to hit my board. Yeah. I mean, that's the only thing, right? Other than it was probably wrong to take it. Because if I lose the next two fights with this much gold, like, what was the point of taking the gold? Also, the Urgot is just so much better than Freljord. Because I lost HP right after taking Infernal Contract. And this is like the cap of my board. Other than Auction 3. What placement do I end up getting? Probably end up going 5th or 6th. 5th. Because my board doesn't even cap out that high, is the issue. And it's Scuttle Puddle. So I think it's wrong in both aspects, because I can just make a stronger board on level 8, 5-1. Because I have to finish spiking by 4-5. And if I have to finish spiking by 4-5, like you have to hit your units with Infernal Contract. You shouldn't be afraid to roll under 50. Because the only time you're going to hold 50 is if you can hit something like Nasus 3. Which is like kind of greedy. Like this game it could have happened, technically. And I downgraded to Lissandra 1. And downgrading was fine. So I need to either pick the augment faster and make sure to fully upgrade my board, or use my HP advantage in this case. Because, I mean, yeah, I would like, I could have just went from 67 to 30, right? And then I can play Aphelios from this spot. I'm going to get more items. I think seeing the items is a little bit too hindsight, but from this spot, it makes way more sense to play Auction because of these 3 items. And this last Whisper. With no Ginsu, it's kind of hard to play Aphelios. And no attack speed steroid from my augments. It's just AD. I think I committed to the right decision. I just didn't hit fast enough. Okay. Can roll under 30. And then game 4. So the game 4 pivot was beautiful. Game 4 pivot was beautiful. So we're going to play the game 4 pivot. We can play it in regular speed as well. End up winning this round. And it's capping out. So capping out was the issue in this last game. But I know I need time, so I end up just taking the Orn Anvil. Roll. I need the Juggernauts. I can sell Taric faster here. Aurelia's dead. I still have like 2 more rolls. I need to pop both of these. I think I popped it in the wrong order. I should always pop the Orn one first. TGing is correct. I can also go IE here. Actually, what is the correct? I want Ginsu because I want to play auction or Aphelios. So I'm greeting Ginsu. And if I'm greeting Ginsu, I guess Sunfire is always correct. Because I need some sort of anti-heal. Okay, it's always just Death Defiance. But good pivot. And then I wonder if, I feel like if I put all the items on Nasus here, like sold set, put all items on Nasus, and then played Shurima, that'd probably be more stable till later in the game. And I also need to drop 2 Juggernauts, which means I could have leveled on 5-2. Leveling on 5-5, actually leveling on 5-5 is also fine. I need to drop the 2 Juggernauts faster, because I need to understand why I'm losing the rounds. And why I'm losing the rounds is because I have Darius and Garen on my board. Do I end up selling Warwick later? Okay, that's also another oversight. Okay. Game 4. Tapping out a board. Sources. Vertical trait. It's not. Are not itemized. Used in a way to fit the trait. Trait's goals. Because the goal of Juggernauts is to heal on low HP to effectively gain more, or to gain more effective HP. And their effective HP is better when they're lower HP. So having Death Defiance is really good. But I have no healing item on Darius and Garen. And then, you know, their effective HP is not that good as something like take out Garen, Darius, Senna, Gwen. I need more support. Heimer. Don't need tank value. Need a lot more damage. Because what ends up being the late game board? I just need to see a snapshot of it. Because I die here. Okay, so let's say I play Gwen and something else over this Scion. So Senna, Gwen, Heimer. And then I need to play secondary carry Aatrox. Hitting the Scion, I mean Scion 2 is Scion 2, but I can sell to upgrade both of these. Which is the bigger idea. Which is what I should be prioritizing. Also, Mechano is probably correct. Having Bruiser here is just not good. But I think everything else is fine. So I need to Darius. Because I mean the front line's really, really good. The front line's literally insane. I end up losing to this. I need Slayer on my Aatrox. Especially with Juggernaut Heart. Don't need to grade 6. Highest trait in the tree. Don't need to grade highest trait in vertical trees over support plus main units. And the main units were, it was Urgot, Aphelios, Nasus, Aatrox were the highest value units. And then you can support them by adding Glensenna, Heimer for Shred, and then I can activate Urgot with Warwick for Zon, because Shimmer Injector was really good. And then I just have extra slot. So even, I mean, Nasus, or not Nasus. Scion's fine in the +1. But I needed to sell it for gold to hit the more key units. Reset and Heimer. Also, I needed... Did I need a Goldenator? I think it's McKenna Goldenator. Like my Goldenator. Best in this case. Or Mech Shrink Gold. Roll with Heimer off board after first Mechano. Because hitting the next 2 upgrades is not as important as using, or as hitting the rest of my board. And then, is there any issues with itemization? I feel like there's issues with itemization as well. Guard Breaker's awkward. These 2 items being spread is awkward. I can also cheese the Shroud better. But I think it's understanding what exactly I needed. Because I didn't need more frontline to help my Ginsu's ramp more. I actually just needed more damage to make my frontline look less garbage. Because my frontline only looked garbage because I didn't do enough damage. And I guess damage is more irreplaceable than frontline. Because you can always add another unit. Like for example, Scion 2. Okay, and then damage is irreplaceable. So that's the lesson. So, I mean, game 1, I was scouting really well, and then I learned more about Scion and Cassante in late game, especially with 2 main tanks and 1 main damage. So this is like a 1 main damage comp. I learned how to cap a board for game 4. Game 3 I played 2 low tempo. Game 2 I also played 2 low tempo. This also comes down to tempo. Inability to activate Noxus. 6 on 3-2. So Noxus 6 is like the equivalent of hitting a 2-star 3 cost because it's paired. I mean, yeah, you have to roll if it's paired or if you have like 3 or 4 pairs, but sometimes you just can't, and that's also fine. You can roll under 30. So Infernal Contract, Tract Spike needs to happen 3 to 4 stages earlier than normal. Which could be a math question as well, because of sending on certain odds to perfect 0. 3-star 3 cost, or hits full 2-star 4 cost board. that can sit till 150 plus G. 3-star forecast. Okay. And then stage 4 cap was just not good. Alright. I'm happy with the review for these games. I guess that's going to go on the YouTube.